Hey, it's Jen, Bitch in a Hurry, Not So Mystical Tarot. This is a reading for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising for the full moon in Gemini on Friday, November 3rd, 2018. If you are in North America, the day before is Thursday the 22nd. It is Thanksgiving, and you may be able to see this full moon that evening if it's clear where you are. So we have a lot going on with this full moon. It's got that energy. A lot of times when we have a full moon, people set intentions and they write letters and they, burn them in the sand and they dance under the moon and there's all this wonderful stuff happening. This is not that moon. This is the moon. This has the kind of energy like when you drank too much coffee and you're like, "Ah." It's that kind of energy. This is where the phrase lunatic comes from. This is this moon. The really good thing is that you're here, so you are aware of what's happening. Now, Mars is squaring Jupiter, so the good part of that is that you're feeling, you could be feeling very strong, sexy, brave, courageous, like, I'm going to go climb that rock wall right now, and I'm going to, watch out, watch me, check me out. The bad thing is that you can also manifest some anger, frustration, irritation, impulsive behavior. You can act in a way that maybe isn't appropriate. We have the moon opposing Jupiter as well, which can lead to like less guarded behavior. You could be a little more uninhibited than usual. I would not suggest drinking a real lot at social gatherings, especially where you don't know people well, because you could say or do things that you had wished later that maybe you didn't do. You don't want to embarrass yourself. The theme of this new moon is think before you act. Everybody is going to be having this same weird feeling, and try to remember that the people around you are feeling this way too, but they don't know why. At least you know why you're feeling so weird and strange, okay? At least you know. And one of the other keys I think that would be great is if you have a way to release some of this extra energy, whether you like to exercise, you run, kickbox, take up these sports, whatever, go hiking, go walk shelter dogs, do yard work. I don't care what you do, but find something to do so that this weirdo, this kind of energy you have, you don't just snap on people. Because you may, especially being an air sign, very intellectual, and people annoy you as it is. So when people are not on your level and not getting what you want, that not understanding you, you're going to be just very raw with them. So try to find a way to release some of that, because you really are at risk of losing your temper with people very easily, and you can be mean sometimes. I'm an Aquarius, so I can say that. Sometimes we can be mean. We don't mean it. We just want you to go away, and so we'll just say whatever just to make you leave, which isn't nice. It isn't nice. I'm not saying it's nice, but it's just the way it is. Sometimes we get so irritated that we just can't even stand ourselves, And this full moon is a tough time, and of course it coincides with holidays. It coincides with Thanksgiving. A lot of times there can be family problems already, and now you're all around the table, and somebody that's made you mad for years, you decide now's the day that you want to tell them how you feel. Don't do it. Just leave. I've said that to a lot of people. Just, if you're feeling really weird, things are starting to go a little sideways, just, I've had a wonderful time. Thank you so much for having us. We're going to get going, and leave. Get out of there before you say or do something that you will be sorry for. All right, so Aquarians, we have the Chariot, a lot of energy. We are prone to this anyway. I'm going to say this now. Watch out for the coffee. Watch out for anything that jazzes you up. There is so much energy coming toward you right now. And this it feels kind of good, but you can feel that it's a little bit out of control. And I'm going to point out down here, you got these turtles. These are telling you, slow your roll a little bit. I know you're jazzed about something. You're really excited about something. You want to tell everybody about it. You want to do all this stuff. You got all these plans. And that's good. Full moon gives you this kind of woo! And this full moon especially makes you feel like you want to change, be spontaneous, sell all your belongings, get a backpack, and go live in Israel. Just take a deep breath here. This is just saying, just meter out some of this wild energy with these little turtles here. Take a breath, take it a little bit slow, because there are practical things you must attend to. Okay, in this life, there are some practical things that you have to be mindful of. Now, don't want you to get too stuck in your mind, but we do have this Nine of Swords, which is saying to us, you see them looking over their shoulder, waiting for the next shoe to drop. And this can happen to us. We get very stuck in our heads as it is. So you may be looking to Thanksgiving's past, or the last time you had to be around all these people and thinking this happened, that happened, the last time I saw this person, that happened, oh my gosh, I hope it doesn't happen again. And you could almost manifest that to happen. So please be wary of that. The other thing that's been coming up a lot of signs have actually skipped over this card. They've had like the Nine of Wands and then the Knight of Wands. That's been a real popular thing. They've been skipping over the 10. Well, guess what? You are not. Here's the 10 of Wands. This is telling me do not take on too many things. Given all this energy that you're having, this rush of energy that you're feeling here, it's very easy for us to just jump right in and go, yeah, I'll take care of that. I'll do that. I'll do this. I'll host Thanksgiving. I'll do this. I'll do that. And before you know it, you are so burdened by things that you've picked up yourself. Nobody's giving her this stuff. She's picked all this up on her own, but you're just so burdened that you're miserable. So I really, really want to caution you, don't pick up the burden for everybody else. I know you have all this energy and you feel like you can kind of conquer the world right now. Be very careful and mindful before you pick up that burden. And that being said, you also have the Ace of Cups, an emotional opportunity. We talked about in the new moon in Scorpio, which was on November 7th, it was a time to transform yourself through forgiveness, forgiving yourself or other people. If you haven't quite finished up that whole goal, now is the time. Finish forgiving you, finish forgiving the other people, because it's the only way you're going to be able to be free to accept this new emotional opportunity that you have. You have an opportunity to open your heart, an opportunity to really receive some kind of love. And if you don't complete that cycle of forgiveness, you will not be able to accept this. That is an interesting thing, because the next thing we have here is the Four of Wands, harmony. So it looks like if you are able to complete this forgiveness, you are able to open yourself up for some harmony, some joy and some harmony. And look at how bright the sun is. This is like support, family, love. So you may be able to head off the crazy Thanksgiving right now. And another way that this can happen too is that you have the Three of Wands here. You can see where you've been. She's looking toward where she's going, and she's planning. So let's think about these things before you get there. If it's a Thanksgiving, I'm using that just as an example, but if this is like a Thanksgiving time with family or whatever, take some time and plan ahead. How am I going to handle this situation? How am I going to handle that situation? When great aunt so-and-so asks me why I'm not married for the 10th time, or what's wrong with me, I don't have a girlfriend or whatever, take some time, preventative maintenance, plan ahead so that when you do encounter that kind of stuff, you can make a joke about it or change the subject in a nice way and kind of keep this harmony going. You can enjoy the time, keep the harmony going. Now we have the Ace of Swords coming up here, which shows us that you're going to have an intellectual opportunity as well, a new idea, something in your mind, and you're an air sign, so this is a great thing for you, because this says you have an opportunity coming that you're going to truly appreciate. And it may be that you need to temper this emotional opportunity, this chance to open your heart, with using your brain. There could be somebody that maybe you open your heart to them a bunch of times and they stomp all over it. Using your brain here. You're the air sign. You know better. And again, you got the Four of Swords here. Take some time away. If things are getting weird, people are acting crazy and weird, you don't want to be part of that craziness, and you don't want to react to them when they're not in control. You don't want to be out of control. Take that step back. Evaluate. She's resting here. It's a card of respite and relaxation. Take a step back, do some yoga, go meditate, lock yourself in the bathroom for 5 minutes away from these people. Whatever you have to do, get away from them, reevaluate, and reset yourself. And I think that by doing that, you will be able to avoid this, because this is in the past here. This was a product of you opening your heart before. This is in the past, so you have been hurt, and that's why oftentimes when this sort of stuff happens, you want to react, and you have this chariot energy. You want to just, react, and you know better than to do that now, because you don't want this as a result. So you're going to want to just take that time, evaluate, take some time away, and then come back with a little bit of a calmer mindset. The one thing I do want to tell you is to not get stuck in your mind. This can be like negative thoughts and like wasted time being stuck in your head, this Five of Swords. So you don't want to spend so much time in your head that you never open yourself up to have any kind of emotional gratification and any kind of fun. Just don't get stuck in your head over all of these things. And the one thing I can say is, in an attempt to control the situation and the craziness that is ensuing, don't take on everybody else's problems to try to fix it. Just know that I know you've got all the energy in the world right now. Remember the turtles down here. Don't, slow your roll a little bit. You don't have to take on the world. Harmony is absolutely possible. You can avoid this kind of heartache and sadness by taking this time out to take a little bit of a rest, making sure that you don't get all stuck in your head. Just, just breathe, take a deep breath, and know that in a few days, everything's going to go back to normal. But right now, stuff's a little up in the air. I can't wait to hear how you guys handle all this. I'll talk to you soon.